Hello guys and welcome to End All Wars once more. And this time, hopefully, things will not crash or be deleted. Or the fact that I have to bloody hold my graphics card in with rubber and some like ties. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, right, yes, it's an interesting arrangement. So yes, after putting up a video, I get the consensus that everybody really wants to see the Central Powers again, which is entirely not surprising. Sorry, I'm not Englishing today. But anyway, we're going to play the Central Powers then. Okay, we are going to go for the historical campaign, because apparently you guys like to see me suffer. So we're going to go for this. I don't like the historical campaign because I don't like the thing. I dislike that things are already deployed. I dislike the deployment. That's the thing. I hope that's not too loud, is it? I have absolutely no idea. Okay. Right, what do we have then? Okay, yeah. So we have an army corps over here, an army corps. That's fine. So this is about 25,000, no, 28,000 men. Is that too loud? That feels too loud. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, over at Liege, we have a... well, we have the second army. What do we have then? So we have super heavy artillery, and the usual assortment of support units. Okie dokie. I dislike that there's a lot of reservists in these armies. Which, I mean, honestly, it does make sense, like. So we have a guard corps over here, which is quite interesting. A good army administrator and open order tactician. He's a fast mover. He is pretty good. 15% move bonus to the whole stack. That's going to be very useful for the second army, actually, especially with these, which slows us down by 25%, actually. Actually, in all honesty, I could probably do with separating my super heavy artillery and my artillery, well, the heavy artillery out into separate forces, and then at least I'll be able to move pretty quickly. As the aim of the Schlieffen plan, which is what we're doing basically, we can take a look at it actually. Concessions to Italy, where is it? Do we not have an explanation? Oh, we have the, oh, okay, here we go. Russian war plan, German war plan, the Schlieffen plan. Germany has 7 armies in the west, so basically we have everything in the west. Germany automatically declares war against Belgium and occupies Luxembourg. During the times of August 1914, Germany will gain objectives on Brussels, Lyon, Amiens, Reims, and Saint-Quentin. Right, do we gain any cohesion bonus? Britain will shift something. Oh, Britain will shift randomly but heavily in favour of the Entente. That's really hard to read at the bottom, actually. Right, German units in Belgium will gain 30% cohesion at the end of each August 1914 turn. So basically we have 2 turns where we gain about 30% cohesion. So we can really do some interesting things, actually. Basically, we can force march the shit out of this. Right then, so we have General Karl von Bülow, which is good for us. We have a Master Artillerist and a good army administrator. So we'll take a look at these forces and we'll set these up to, well, we'll deal with this. Okay. Right, so this is our guard commander. I'm going to put the guard commander with Mr. Alexander von Linsingen. Mostly because I want this open order tactician and I want the fast mover. So basically this stack of about, what is it, about 56,000 men. This has our elite infantry as well in. So they're going to be quite good. So these are our guards. So they are 1624 firepower, range of 3, initiative 3. Compare this to a normal infantryman. You can see the firepower drops and the protection looks to have dropped, actually. No. Huh. Apparently the normal infantry have 1 more protection or something like that. Yes, right, so the elite have more assault and more discipline, so that's good to know, actually. These men are slightly... They have some experience. They're not exactly too experienced, as the last war was the... Well, the last war for Germany overall was the Franco-Prussian War, which wasn't that long ago, I suppose you could say. Right then. So we are going to use our force march. We definitely do need to capture these rail lines. That's very important. I could do with capturing Antwerp, but obviously speed is of the essence. Now, what we need to establish with this plan from the beginning is what our objective is. Obviously, our objective is Paris, but that would be foolhardy. We are not going to end the war in one stroke. The aim of the Schlieffen plan was to outmaneuver the French and to destroy the French army and force the French to capitulate, which is what we shall do. We can see that there's only, well, at the moment, 3 armies over here that we can see right now. Okay. The French plan. This plan calls for immediate offensive against Germany to take priority over other concerns. During the turns of August 1914, France will gain objectives of Metz. Right, so basically they have objectives on this region over here, which is where they're going to be focused, actually, so that's good to know. What we could do with doing is actually taking the path of least resistance around them. It generally depends. If there's an opening into Paris, then I will take it. If we were to get there, well, as fast as possible, we'd have to go around like this. This area is heavily forested, the Ardennes, which is not exactly great terrain to move through. So we are going to bypass the Ardennes, I believe. It generally depends. I think I will make some kind of push along with these troops over here. It's going to be quite difficult, as we are going to have to marshal our forces quite reasonably quickly. Okay. What do we have over here? We have another army over here, and we have some reserve. Supplies are going to be a big thing as well, actually, so I'm going to actually construct some supplies already. Helps if I go to the right tab, actually. Right then. How long will this take? This will take 30 days. Okay. The reason is we are going to really run out of supplies and munitions very quickly, as it's going to be a hell of a lot of hard fighting between us and Paris. It's really not far away, and it's definitely possible. And not to mention we're going to have to organise the goddamn awful deployments of fucking Konrad von Hotzendorf. Ah, you fucking dick! Historically, he completely fucked up these deployments. My god. Though we do have forces in some decent areas, which is quite good. What I need to do really with Serbia is, I'm not going to engage them, really. I'm not going to try and invade Serbia now. There's not much point. I will hold sort of my position. I'm going to focus on trying to get the Italians in, actually, fairly early. We're going to raise state funds already. Right, so we are going to, actually... Right, well, Britain will be in the war next turn, and that's pretty much guaranteed. Bulgaria is at 60, and Romania is at 65. So we are definitely going to influence those nations. The Netherlands is leaning towards the Central Powers, actually, and they would be quite useful. They would be quite useful. It would be a long time before we got them, but I suppose it would be another ally. They don't have any African holdings, though they do have holdings out here in the East Indies, which could be quite useful, I suppose. There's not many other possible powers, really, that have any other kind of global reach. Sweden is leaning towards us, so that's quite good. Agricultural aid. Agricultural aid. Huh. Okay. I would like Denmark as well, actually. Be able to control the Kattegat would be quite nice for us. Though we already do have good control over this area. Then again, having Sweden would definitely give us that as well. We'll focus Holland and Sweden. Japan is going to join on the side of the enemy eventually. Interesting that Luxembourg, Luxembourg is 100% aligned to us. That's interesting. Well, they pretty much did not have a say. They could carry on with their governmental affairs, kind of. Obviously, they were not really independent. Okay. Right, game plan. Brussels needs to fall. So we need Brussels, Lille, Amiens, and Saint-Quentin. So you can see the path here. Yeah, we'll go through here, through Mons. This army, I think, will travel south. What we need to do is try and prevent Allied forces, but the thing is as well, we're going to have to deal with the British Expeditionary Force, which will land around in Calais. So we will go through Lille then. We'll see what kind of timetable we'll be able to make. So to push into Brussels with no force march, would be there in 6 days. To make it to Lille, would be there in 15 days. Though we are going to be delayed, so we are going to force march this. We are going to move as absolutely... That's interesting. We are going to move as fast as absolutely possible. We're going to go on the assault. Well, we're going to go on the offensive, and we're going to make sure we bloody get them. This cavalry corps, obviously, is made of cavalry. We are going to secure these towns over here. Then again, I could go for Antwerp, but it does have a decent garrison. So these men will be here to take control of these lines over here. Okay. We'll capture these towns as well. They will help us, I suppose, in the... Oh, will they? Well, it's only going to be 12 days, and I could make it down here in 15 as well. And at least then it secures us some areas. There's also a harbour over here. I doubt it would be large enough to hold the German fleet, but, well, it would never be large enough for that, but oh well. Okay. Very hard to catch, cruiser hunter, good subordinates, big gun admiral. Let's organise this shite. The U-boats, we're going to have to be careful with them because I have a tendency for them to die very, very, very quickly. Right, we're going to combine these into one gigantic fleet. It's really the best way to look after them, just for the fact, that, yeah. It's difficult. The British definitely outnumber us. Okay, quickly angered. Okay. Combine that into here. Okay, what we're going to do with the Navy is, I know we've not finished with the land deployments in Belgium, but I need to get this sorted. What the plan over here is, basically, we're going to go on the offensive over here. We're going to go on naval interception. Basically, I aim to sink the Russian Baltic fleet within the month. Well, from August into the next month, we are going to sink the Russian fleet. So we shall combine over here. There we go. And the way we're going to do this is by cutting off the Baltic. We'll land over here as well. Fleet bombardment. And naval interception. To avoid any cohesion loss from the mines, we'll go into German waters. Then at least we're not going to be caught out by mines. The mines are slightly bugged at the moment. They don't really do much damage. They do cohesion loss, but they're meant to do damage. So that's pretty interesting. The U-boats, okay. I'll put you in with the U-boats. Okay. I can't help but feel that it's the cruiser that has them spotted. Right. Hide value 4. Hide value 6. Okay. A scouter squadron. We'll put that with the main fleet then. If my U-boats can hide more effectively, that's going to be a lot better for them. Okay. We'll get back to organizing Belgium then, shall we? So it could be then 15 days if we are not delayed. We are going to be delayed, but that's something we can't avoid. Okay. We'll combine these calls over here just to sort things out. Right, second army, first army is led by Alexander von Kluck. He will move quickly. We do need to move this heavy artillery out into a core or something like that. Mostly because we need to move very quickly. We definitely need to. Right, so you're probably the best guy we're going to get, the mass artillerist. Plus 10% offensive fire and 1 initiative for all artillery units in the stack. That's interesting because it applies to everybody as well. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll give the heavy artillery to the second army. The first army's goal is to move fast. That is their plan. That is what they are going to do. So we're going to give this call to the second army. Right, obviously we're going to be over encumbered, which is a thing I like to say because of bloody fallout, etc, 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 etc. Right, provides a 50% move bonus to crossing rivers. That would be fantastic. The only issue is we kind of lack any corps commanders right now. Which is definitely fairly painful, actually. Okay. Well, we could take out 1 corps commander, I suppose. Well, no. We'll take out these reserve infantry. So that brings him up. And gives us another fairly decent force of about 53,000 men. Their objective is Antwerp. I want them to move quickly. Okay. So the first army will move out. Now, what I need to do is I need to try and balance my offense and defense here. Because the British Expeditionary Force is going to be deployed in this region over here, we also have the French armies down here. We need to balance something as we need to establish a corridor. Ideally, we should be able to defeat the British Expeditionary Force. They're not going to be that many. There'll be about 100,000 British Expeditionaries, which we can defeat actually with these corps. So what we're going to do with the main army of about, what, 121,000 men? They will travel. They could be there in 6 days. Right, 5 days. I want you on a salt. Then I want you to move through here. I need to give my men room. That is the thing. I need to be here. If I can get here, then we'll be in a good position. Okay. Well, we'll go on the offense. I don't want to get bogged down fighting something and taking heavy losses for no apparent reason. What do we have over here? We have about 53,000 men yet again. Okay. We are going to have to make an incredibly resistant front line. Excuse me, didn't mean to do that. Oh, I do need to get into the hub. I'm just randomly saving just in case. Okay, so we have about, we have a decent number of men here, not that many men, but we have enough. Okay, let's identify critical weaknesses of our line. Right, so we have no men down here in Mulhouse. It is not a fortress either, nor is Colmar. Strasbourg is a fortress, but this would be a weakness. It is wooded hills, but that's not really much of a defense. We do need to definitely put some forces into this area. Luxembourg is definitely a weakness, as it is open, well, behind it is Trier and the Rhineland. And that is a critical weakness. And by doing so, well, by identifying weaknesses, we can deal with it. Okay, these armies will be mutually supporting, but the thing is, this area here has a fortress, so at least it could withstand a siege. For some time. Not for long, but it could. We have the forces over here. We have more than we need in this area, so what we'll do is we'll gather over here and then we can try and force across into Bria. We need to definitely gather our forces. I'm not a fan of Cavalry Corps. It's a lot of command points wasted, really, in my opinion, for about 2,000 cavalry. I imagine cavalry are quite good, but I haven't been convinced by them yet. Okay. What do we have here? About 28,000 men. The 7th Army will be moved to Belgium, I believe. What we need to do is try and force our way across here and then try and destroy these French forces here. That is what we need to do. Yeah, the aim of the solution plan is obviously to take Paris and to destroy the French army, but destroying the French army takes priority. Without their army, they can't fight us, and if we can inflict such damage to them that we can just devastate their morale early in the war, then that will be fantastic. So we have all these forces over here, which will definitely be quite useful, as they apply bonuses to stacks, which is very, very good, actually. Okay. So we'll have them sent over here to join up over there. Apparently we are out of rail, or we don't have enough rail resources for that. We do have all these reserve forces, which will be deployed to the front lines for damn sure. Soon we'll check out the Russian front, but that will take time. Okay. So, the first army will move. The second army will attack and defeat this force. Right. Provides a 1 point siege bonus to the hull stack. That's good to know. Okay, so these guys will go on complete assault, the guard corps, and the... I wish I could rename these. I think I could probably rename them. No, I can't rename them. That would be quite useful. Okay. I doubt we'll be able to take this straight away, but what I'll do is I'll take the heavy artillery from this area, and then I'll send it up here. And then at least in that fashion, we can move quickly. Which is the aim of the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely the aim of the game. Right, so we have the third army over here. We can't really move by rail, unfortunately. So we'll try force march. We could be there in 5 days in Namur. So once we reach Namur, we're going to go on the assault. Then we'll move up to Brussels. Over here. Now the thing is, this is not an actual connected railway, but it does help to hold a front line. And plus they will be able to support other forces in the area, as the French will not let us do this easily. This force, as it is a cavalry force, we're going to just move out. And if possible, try and disrupt the French. That would be ideal. So move across here. And into here. Now moving across here is going to take a lot of effort. I want to get behind them and break these rail lines. If I can break these rail lines, like these ones here, I can try and isolate Paris. It's going to be difficult as there's a lot of rail lines, but we will try and isolate Paris in that fashion. Okay, and of course we do have this corps over here. We'll have them head to Lille. 18 days. At least they'll provide some backup for our men there. It's hard to speculate what's going to happen, as I'm not entirely aware what forces we're going to be facing. Okay. So we do have this force over here as well. Alright. This would be Mr. Ruprecht von Bayern. Okay, so we have the OHL, we have Von Mulkey. Okay. Because you're not active, I can't make you into an army yet. He will be made into an army as well. I can't move him right now, but these will form more armies. Basically, we need more armies so we can command everything effectively. Right then, the Eastern Front. Right, so we can see some Russian forces over here. That is going to be interesting. We are going to rail this infantry division over here. Right, we have these forces Do I have Hindenburg? Show me the Hindenburg. Right, that would be Max von Pritzwitz. I think Hindenburg comes soon. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move as fast as absolutely possible. 5 days. Right. Was that 5 days as well? Can't move anything else right now. They will move by rail. Okay, we have some reserves over here. Good to know. I could do with these over here, actually. 69 days. Okay. So that's Germany sorted for the moment in time. Moving on to the Austrian front. What do we have? Are you actually an army? No, of course you're bloody not an army. Hotzendorf, you're far too far away. Actually, no, you do have an interesting command sphere. That's pretty interesting. Though you're not close enough. Not by half. Okay. We'll need these at the armies. Fucking hell, Brusilov. Right, we're gonna have to deal with Brusilov. At least I think that is Brusilov. Okay. You can't be made into an army either, that's really annoying. We have an army deployed over here. So close. So close. 4 days. Whenever you move leaders, it's basically free. Okay. Reservists. Okay, we can get some support into this core then. Moving across the rivers would be quite useful, actually. Yeah. This would increase the cohesion of the rest of the stack as well. So what do we have here? Command ability. There we go. So that will mean that the rest of the stack will now have some extra cohesion, which will be very, very, very good. And recovery as well, which is excellent. So move these forces as well. Quite decent over here, actually, but we do need to make this into an army. We do have a gunboat, actually, over here. I would like to prevent any crossings over here. Okay. How much would it actually cost us to build another gunboat? Because those are bloody useful. So river monitor. It's about 100 war supply and 152 money. That's not that much, really. And again, how the hell would we even get it over here? We'd have to go through the rivers over here. Yeah, that would be pretty difficult, to say the least. Okay, do we have any active forces over here? Nope. Okay. So we don't really have much cash left at the moment. Okay, so we do have some active forces. We have our large guns over here, the heavy artillery. Okay, so identify objectives over here. So we have Ivangorod, Lublin, Kul, and Dudno, of course. We should be doable, actually. Yeah, it's just difficult that trying to find a path towards them. We'd be best off moving this way. It's the path of least resistance, we're only crossing clear terrain, then the woods. Well, if we went this way, we'd be going through hills, forest, clear. And obviously the fortress first. So we'll move from Jaroslaw to Lublin. But at least we can take the easier objective first. Lodz is going to be a target that we'll take in the future. But basically I need the armies over here to sweep over into Poland. I need this army to basically keep Bruzlov out of. The rest of these forces will move out once they have the rail transport capacity. And probably to Glacier, maybe. Mazovia is obviously the region that we do need to take. Western Glacier over here. But yeah. Okay. Save once more just in case. I don't know, I might deploy them to Ruthenia to basically deal with Bruzlov, but we are going to have to hold Lemberg, Przemysl, and Krakow. Though these cities are obviously fairly easy to hold. Right, so we have another commander over here. He's not actually active yet, so that's fair enough. So these are basically reserve and militia, and some medium artillery. The medium artillery would be greatly appreciated, but we could basically use this force as something of a garrison to hold objectives once they have been taken. So that's good for us. We'll have these forces head out, perhaps? Nah, it'll lower their cohesion. I might as well just wait for the rail. Okay, going on to the Austro-Hungarian Navy. I realise this is taking a hell of a long time, and I do apologise. Okay, can that join with these guys? No. No, okay. So with that, then we can send them over here. And at least we'll get some use out of the balloons. Okay. Looking at the Austrian admirals, cautious, hot-headed, big gun admiral. Surprised that he's the best by far. Sadly, I can't promote any of these guys. Okay, so that's the best we have right now. We have a single minesweeper as well. Okay. So we are going to head out, actually. We're going to head out over to Egypt, I believe. Yes. Perhaps. I don't know the strength of the Egyptian garrison, though, so that may be foolhardy. We can't really defeat the French Navy right now. But, we could meet with the, Breslau and the Goeben. In fact, what we'll do then is we'll wait and we'll plan our movements a little bit better. We need to understand what's actually going on. So we'll head down here to, Kataro. We'll have the Goeben and the Breslau meet over here as well. I'm not going to sacrifice these ships. It's a battle cruiser and a cruiser. Why would I give these up? These are pretty decent. Obviously, well, the thing is as well, it would help to bring the Ottomans into the war, but basically, they're going to join me in time anyway. They're going to align towards me 1 point at a time anyway. I need to focus Italy. If I can bring Italy into the war on my side, that would be amazing. Italy must be greater than 20%, yeah. So I gain agricultural aid from them as well. So, there we go. Yeah, right, okay. There's not really much else to do, is there now? So, I suppose we'll have to end the turn then. Ah, dear. This should be fun. Okay, so we'll save. And, let Europe burn, basically. Yeah. Ah, shit, I could have used a bombard fortifications option. Ah, damn it. Actually, no, I believe that's already been deployed into Liege. So, yeah, fair enough. Excuse me. Did I tell the first or second army to go on the assault? I think I did. God damn it. It's amazing, it's like as soon as I click the end turn button, I suddenly doubt everything I've just done. Well, we'll have to see. Ah, shit, I forgot about Africa and Asia. Bollocks. I always do that as well. God damn it. Oh dear. It's just the issue of like sorting out the order of battle, I suppose you could call it. If they survive the first 15 days, we'll have them head over to well, the territory that we control in China. Okay. So we've seen the British fleet out. Okay, we're already moving. Okay, so the French are already moving. Oh, hello, we're going to capture some French supplies. That would be nice. Right, so we see some British forces. They're going to be carrying troops over to Egypt, basically. What do we need to do once we do have the Ottoman Empire? Actually, no, I don't know. I don't know. Right, here we go. Surrender more. So I guess that means I didn't set Liege. Oh no, Liege has fallen, apparently. That's good. I may have to turn up the speed of the combat, actually. This is on medium, but it still feels kind of slow. Yeah, I think I may make it quicker in the next turn. As I don't really have all day, just record battles. Right, there we go. So we lost 12,300 men, 0 cavalry, 0 artillery, which is very important. That's good. Okay. Right, so most of the French armies are not active yet, that's fantastic. If we can move through and cut off any rails, that will definitely slow them further. Okay, so they're arriving at Epinal. We need to just... Oh, God, it's going to be difficult. I know it's going to be difficult. We're going to have to worry about supplies as well, but we need to try and isolate... Oh, shit, that's a lot of Russians. Okay, we only lost about 300 men. We did inflict quite a good number of casualties on the Belgians. Okay. We need to move faster. Really need to move faster. Right, it's been 8 days, we've taken Namur and we've taken the Edge, or Liege. I need Brussels. We'll regain some cohesion at the end of this turn. We have another turn to regain some, well, about 30% cohesion, so we definitely need to use that to our advantage. That's a lot of fucking Russians. It's gonna be touch and go in East Prussia. We basically have everything in the west. We're gonna have to rely on Austria in the east. Right, here we go. We're going to find the Baltic fleet. I kind of guessed they'd be over here, and apparently they slipped by us somehow. Right. I imagine the Russians will have, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, it'd be strange if they didn't have the numbers on us. Good, a German victory under von Bülow. 10,000 for about almost 30,000 casualties inflicted. So almost a 1-to-3 ratio. We need to achieve these ratios to try and force the Entente back. Okay. Well, we blunted... Oh wow, they're going for the assault already. Well. Okay. Ah, here we go. That was a short battle. We did come out victorious though, so that's good. We bombarded the Serbians that in in Belgrade. Belgrade, yes. Here we go. Right, sunk 5 of their ships now. So yes, basically I'm doing this to screen my merchant ships. I need to sink that fleet. If I can sink that fleet... Right, there we go, another 15 ships have been sunk. Have we wiped out this battleship squadron? I believe we have. I think we wiped out the battleship squadron, the destroyer squadron. Yeah, that would be that for that battle. But that's going very well, actually. If we destroy the Russian Black Sea Fleet... Baltic Fleet. Oh god, even more ships this time. Yep, another 5 down, so that's a cruiser squadron down. An armoured cruiser squadron has been eliminated. They're making such an amazing retreat. Oh, let's retreat back into the fleet. Yeah, so we've all but wiped it out this turn. Which is good. Should be able to finish it off by the end of the month. And once we have dominance of the Baltic Sea, then, well, clear dominance. So we have gained some national morale, which is good. We gained about 3 that turn. Right then, so we are going to hunt down the Baltic Fleet. The Russians have... actually, they have deployed their mines but over here. Okay, so we're going to hunt them down and make sure of their demise. And then, once we have completed that, we will have to... Well, I don't know, actually. Let's see. Do we have any objectives in Finland? Oh, we don't... Well, there's one there, but that's not really worth anything. Now, Petrograd. Petrograd is a whole nother thing. We could land forces in Vyborg. So we'd have to build up quite a number of transports and transport a good couple of thousand men, but if we could threaten the capital of the Russian Empire via naval landings, that would definitely help us out. Right, Hindenburg. Hindenburg, okay. So, yeah, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? There we go. There we go. So many people have just lost their shit right now. I can tell you that one. There you go. Are you guys happy now? Are you finally happy? Do you love me now? Do you love me now, Daddy? Okay, that's far too many calls. Diplomatic. Right, yes. So the GHQ over here, that will definitely improve things. So, okay. What's our progress into Belgium? Going fairly well. We obviously have the forces over here, which we need to eliminate. So Liège did fall. What? Why do we have the first army over here? Fuck me, you were delayed by 15 days. That's not good. That's completely unacceptable. Right, and why are the French sending me, like, supplies? That seems kind of ridiculous. Right, speaking of the French, they have supplies over here, so there's nothing really here. We need this force to move. Alright, we have this force over here. We should be able to support it with the 3rd Army. How many men can we bring to bear? About 50,000 men over here. So you can see that supplies are already just starting to run low, which is something that we're going to have to be extraordinarily sensitive to. Right, so we supply, well, we build ammunition or munitions in Essen. So Essen is definitely priority. I think we do over here, well, we do some over here. Nowhere near enough, though. So we are going to have to build some munition factories to be able to supply our troops at the front with munitions. So what we'll do then is, yeah, you can see they're already out of supplies. Right then, so we will send these back to Essen. How long will this take us? About 4 days. We'll make the trip in 14, well, 4 days out of 11 days to restock their supplies, which is great for us. Okay. We are out of supplies over here, so we're going to move back over here. I could push forwards. I definitely could push forwards, but there's a danger to that. And that, well, the danger is being caught out by the British Expeditionary Force. Right, 3 days until we make it to Lille. Which is not fast enough, not good enough. Right, we need to take this. You will move over here. Okay, even by rail you won't move fast enough because you can't travel by rail. Right, supplies are running pretty fucking low already, as you can tell. So back to Essen. Right, do we produce any supplies over here? Not yet. We do need to build a supply depot. But the problem is that we'll hold up our men for the time being. I could have done with activating more generals last turn. That's something I forgot about, so we're going to activate more generals this turn. I bloody need them. Right, who are we not influencing? We're the only ones influencing the Italians. That's fantastic. I guess the Entente wasted their diplomat on Britain. Right, Sweden. And we're working on Holland, that's great. Right, Bulgaria. If I can get them to fight me for Bulgaria and Romania, that would be excellent. Okay, if I can get Italy, that would be amazing. That would be so fucking good, it'd be unreal. Okay. So you're an army. Now you're an army. Ah, cavalry commander. Okay. I'll give you that. Okay. Oh god, I need to sneeze. Oh god, I need to sneeze so bad. Resist. Resist the dark side. Right then, we need to push. We definitely need to push. Okay, we have a lot of force over here. Okay. Right, we'll give this to the stack. There we go. So that will give us the medical service and basically make our troops more cohesive, they'll recover faster, and just generally perform much better. Right, so we have him. He will become another army. There we go, fantastic. Goddamn cavalry commanders! If you could command 4 units of cavalry, that'd be great, but you can't. Okay. Hmm. There we go. Right, so we have quite a lot of supply. That is a lot of supply, actually. That's a hell of a lot of supply. We could push. We could push. Reasonably. Well, we can't really. We can and we can't. Can and we can't. Excuse me. Yeah, I have such a cold right now. Right. So, they say the best defense is a good offense, which I do strongly believe in, actually. What we need to do is we need to be able to force a crossing over here, which would be great for us. So let's see. So these areas are not threatened, as the fact is they only have bloody supplies over here. What the fuck is that going to do to me? Absolutely jack shit. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this army over here while this court over there. No, not that. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to rail over here. I think we'll make our attack over here into Brea. Then again, Saint Mihila would definitely slow them down. Let's take a look. Okay, so you can see this is clear terrain. This is the weakness of the French defensive line. Over here, they are very strong. They have hills, they have the forest, they have the woods, of course. Over here, very strong as well. But this is the weakness of their line. It is reason why there is 2 fortresses here to basically hold this. What we need to do then is we need to attack at Saint Mahil, and basically lure the French into throwing forces into this area for no reason. So what we'll do then is we'll go on a conservative attack, and we will push them. What I need to do is I need to draw forces here. If I can draw these armies into this area and hopefully defeat them, that will prevent them from turning their focus against the invasion of Belgium, which is what I need right now. Okay, so we're moving. What do we have in here? We have practically nothing. I should put these guys on assault straight away. The first army is not moving as of yet. Okay. Right, let's see that. So we'll reorganize this then, so we can have some benefits going on. There we go. That will improve our power. The river crossings would be pretty good, actually. So we'll take that then. So that should improve any travel time considerably. Right, we're gonna need the first army to defeat the expeditionary force of the British. Right, 15 days. That's good for me. Right, we have these forces over here. Okay. Now this is what I could have done with more generals. Very, very much could have done with them. That doesn't actually make too much sense, but well. Right, he will be our artillerist, as he already is. He will deal with the heavy artillery and the super heavy artillery. Well, he'll deal with the super heavy artillery. Right, that already provides us a bonus to it. It is going to remove quite a lot of our combat power, but oh well. Right. So he would be our guy in charge of the siege engines. 14 days. You can definitely see why it takes a lot longer. Right, 14 days. Give him the rest of the heavy artillery. So then basically, if we try this, I could show you guys what I mean. Right, so say we wanted to move to Paris. That would take us 85 days. Now say we take out the heavy artillery, what could that improve our travel time by? Okay, so if we're to make the same journey, there we go, 38 days. You can definitely see how that affects our travel time. Very much so. So again, we'll have these guys aim towards Lille. We'll have him head towards this town over here, actually. We'll have the Second Army, well, force march So we should be there in 15 days, there in 17 days. That will provide a good corridor for us. We'll be able to push through these areas here. The bloke with the heavy artillery, he will move over here. Can I force march him? I need to be there faster. If I could take lead, oh well, if I could take Antwerp faster, that would be great. Okay. That's that. We're going to grant some concessions in... Actually, no, we don't even need to. That's great. Right, do we have Hindenburg over here yet? Not yet. I'm going to save my Hoffman decision. Basically, it will force the Russians to lose 66% of their cohesion and absolutely destroy them. Right, so we have our army over here. Whoops. Okay, this is a school of defense. So it's a good defender, which should be decent. We'll be able to use him to siege down places fairly effectively. Right, so we have a lot of Polish. We have about 3 corps over here. Czech commander, Czech, Croatian. Croatian, Austrian, Croatian. Okay. We have to take into consideration nationalities of our troops as well. Right. I imagine that they will perform better with their respective national commander. So if we can give these guys to him, he's Austrian basically. These are Austrian troops. Okay, we'll give him the heavy artillery. That would be very useful actually. Okay, there we go. Right. Oh, I see. I see. Right, 2 Czech units. We'll leave the guns out and we'll take these. Basically, we'll be able to move much faster. And we gain the cohesion benefits overall. So that's fantastic. Definitely could have dealt with, well, could have done with more commanders over here, for damn sure. Right, what is the plan of attack over here? Well, regular cavalry, artillery supplies. So that's fairly weak. It's not a very strong army. We need to decapitate the Russian leadership overall. Right, so we could be in Lublin in 31 days. That's nowhere near fast enough. I don't have the rails. Fuck. I need to move faster. Right, 23 days. Is that really good moving through here? We might as well move for our own. Right, 23 days this way. Bah. I'm not going to move through enemy territory where I'm going to take cohesion loss, and especially as I'm moving through inhospitable terrain. That's not good for me. Right, okay. This force can move with the rail, so they can be there in 16 days. How long would it take them? 16 days, obviously, by rail. 24 days by march. If I was to force march them, 24 days per... no. $19 days. 19 days. That's good. Okay, so we have our corps commanders over here, that's good. Alright, reservist, that's quite decent. He is a defiant commander, so minus 2 command points, that's not entirely good. He's an Alpine Jaeger tactician though. This is effective in fighting in mountains. He would be fantastic in Serbia, actually. He would definitely be fantastic in Serbia. Right, so we have Bruzalov over here. This is fairly weak army. Indeed, it's actually a very weak army. About 87,000 men, nowhere near enough. We're probably going to be facing at least 100,000 over here, which is not good. Basically, we'll move into Heuten, and we'll dig in, but yeah, we're not going to have a fun time. Okay, so we're going to pick up our supports over here, and hopefully this will give us well, the ability to hold out at least. Or at least improve our chances. Right, so I can't rail, but I'm going to move by force march. We'll be there 3 days. Yes, I know about all these, I know. Okay. These mountaineering